Yeah, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me.
That's okay. So I just had some questions really regarding sort of your latest songs, which you've put out. So compared to the more sort of like traditional kind of holiday songs, um, My Kind of Christmas, which you've recently released, feels more sort of like contemporary and personal. Um,
Yeah.
So is there any sort of feeling or moment from your own life which inspired the more sort of modern Christmas anthem?
Yeah, I released a Christmas song in 2020 called Home. That was like a very personal, like more sad Christmas song. So I knew that the next time I wanted to do a Christmas song, I wanted to do like a more uplifting one, that hopefully would make people feel good this Christmas. And I would say the song is inspired by a lot of the Christmas music that I listened to growing up, like especially like Justin Bieber's Christmas album, for example. So,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, I'm very happy with how it turns out, and it puts me in a good mood.
nice. So would you say like Justin Bieber inspired you sort of musically?
Yes, I do. I think he probably has my like he probably his voice is probably one of my favorite ever.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think he his Christmas song was quite good. I remember when it came out.
Yeah.
And so I know you've just been to Korea as well, and sort of knowing your popularity in Asia, especially here in Korea. Um, is there sort of any idea how the song might be received in like a high stream market? Did that have any sort of influence on how you produced the song, My Kind of Christmas?
I would say that I actually not think too much about like I make the music that I want to make still. But of course I do like, for example, maybe there's a moment at a concert or something that the crowd like acts in a certain way. Maybe I like have that in the back of my mind when also writing, like, oh, maybe at this, like sometimes when writing I picture myself singing it at a concert and trying to like
Yeah,
picture, okay, what would make the feeling in the room like great, and then maybe thinking of that, then the melody comes. Or yeah, so I do think of like my audience and stuff, but at the same time I would say I really make what resonates with me and the music that I like. And yeah.
yeah, sure. That's great. Did you get to perform whilst you were here last time?
Now I did some songwriting actually, and for K-pop, and also for other artists, and then I also did some promotion for me, but this time actually was mainly for sessions and studio and writing. So, but I will definitely be back playing in Korea next year.
Okay, nice. So in terms of the next question, it was based on the Northern Lights track. Um, and with this one, because of the sort of theme, Northern Lights, Norway, and the idea sort of around nature and wonder.
Yes, like I would say nature is something that lies close to my visual world and me as a person, and also like growing up in Norway with so much nature around me and having seen the Northern Lights a lot of times, and it's something really beautiful. So when that like came up as an actually as an alternative writing that song, suddenly like on the melody actually Northern Lights, then it was like, oh, that like feels really right for me to not only like write a song about it, but something that lies close to my heart. It felt like the perfect way of um and also using it for the EP after also felt like the right thing to do. And it felt like me being true to my roots, where I come from.
Right.
And so when we produced the track and like wrote the track, the I like how it feels, sort of like the production and the way I feel listening to that song. It makes me feel a little bit like watching the Northern Lights, like the way the
Okay,
melodies and stuff travel. I kind of picture it as the Northern Light flying around in the sky.
nice.
Um, So yeah, I'm very happy and proud of that song. And it took us a little while actually to get the production right, but when we finally got it, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, yeah. I was curious actually how long it sort of took to like write from like, the brainstorming session to
Yeah.
like the final edited version.
Yeah, I remember the songwriting that day. Like we got the foundation and the melodies pretty quickly, but then we struggled for quite a while with the verse. I think was the last sort of thing we found, and then we had a different like post chorus at first, which later like didn't make the final edit, and then instead like later on I added the ending with the doo doo guitar and baby tell me
Oh, nice.
with that ending. So it took a little bit of time with this song, but it feels good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So with the next question, you've collaborated as well with some South Korean artists. So with 7 p.m., with 17's BSS, and Hey Hello with Cha Eun-woo, which were both really big hits. Um, is there any sort of element of the K-pop production or songwriting style that's used, which has influenced any upcoming music that may be on the horizon?
I feel like everything that I kind of go through and all the music I listen to and where I'm at and everything, like both consciously and subconsciously, inspires me. Um, so like, yeah, being in South Korea and stuff, for example, I feel it's always an inspiring place to be, and I love being there. And for also now in like writing also for other artists like K-pop, I feel it's a cool way of like being even more playful than maybe I am in my own music sometimes and trying
Okay.
new stuff. So yeah, I think it definitely maybe inspires me and helps me to sometimes be even more open-minded and free about like certain parts of a song and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And are you able to like give any hints or anything about any sort of major Korean artist that you'd like to work with for next year?
Oh, like there's so many artists that I'd love to work with. I've been fortunate enough to meet like a lot of awesome artists there. So yeah, I can say that it would be cool maybe to do something with a girl next time since I've done two boys, two like boy group and also Chono being a male like the last couple of collabs. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe some female would be cool.
Okay. All right. I'll look out for that. And talking about performing in Korea as well, you've actually held sort of solo concerts in Seoul a number of times. So, what would you say the energy is like performing to your Korean fans compared to other countries on your Asia tour?
Ooh, I feel what's maybe special about Korea is sometimes like how they like seem so much like a community that they, for example, um, one time I played, they'd prepare this um thing with like the prepared notes and stuff that everybody holds up at a certain time in the concert and stuff
Okay.
like to surprise me on stage. I feel like that's something that stands out and it's like so thoughtful and well like organized. And I remember another time they had like organized for and made like paper planes. So when I sang my song Paper Plane, everybody like surprised me and threw a paper plane towards the stage.
Oh, that's
That's a
nice.
very special memory.
Yeah. Awesome. And in terms of like individual like fan reactions or anything, if there been any moments which have stood out?
Oh, there's so many good moments. Like at the concerts, I would maybe like a couple of those I like mention now, as well as bringing like a fan on stage singing together with me for my song Bonfire has been amazing. And for example, when I did busking the first time I was in Korea, that's a very special fan moment. And Also, first time I landed there, like people showing up at the airport and with all the gifts and showing all their support.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
and yeah, I just in general love meeting the people that listen to my music, and it's just like an awesome reminder to why I love doing this, and like I'd still make music if it wasn't for the listeners, but the listeners give it like so much more purpose and so many more layers to it. Other than that, I just love making music.
Yeah, no, that's great. And in terms of whilst you've been in Korea as well, we know that you have made the effort to use some Korean phrases, like when you've done variety show performances, and so on. So, is there any sort of like Korean word or phrase that you're currently practicing or that you used recently whilst you were here?
Oh, um, maybe one of the newer ones that I sometimes joke about in the studio is kabujago.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that means like let's go, right? Like come on.
I'll be honest, my Korean is not that great, even though it should
Ah,
be.
okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it means that. So then I can say it all the time. Something feels good. It's like, well, kabujago.
Okay. All right. I'll practice that one. All right.
Nice.
And your single Bonfire as well remained on the charts in Korea for a long time, I believe around sort of 2 years. Um, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned about creating sort of timeless yet border crossing music with a diverse sort of global audience?
Ooh, what I've learned. I guess I've learned uh that in music like there's no right or wrong, or like that's what makes music so like complex and sometimes hard, but also beautiful. I think how, you know, people who also work in the industry might say like, oh, I can hear like what is good or not, but at the end of the day, like it's no one can ever really know what sort of song will pop off, or you know what will like create emotions to the listeners.
Yeah.
So I'd say like there's no like formula to what actually like will resonate or not, but I think like no matter like the style of the song or how the song is, like at least that's how I like to think, like because there's so many pop songs that sound like awesome, and like so many songs being made these days. So but but to give the song like some sort of life, like I need to feel something, I need to be put in some sort of world other than something just to kind of sound good, if you know what I mean. Because now with even with AI as well, and how like far the levels have become, like so much pop music sounds so good already.
Yeah.
I feel it really needs that like extra bit of emotion maybe, and that can be so many different things, and that's what's kind of fun, that there's no like right or wrong answer to what might give that sort of feeling, but that feeling is what I'm like looking for when creating music.
So that sort of leads me on to the next part of the next question as well. Where do you actually draw like most of your inspiration or emotional theme from?
I'd say kind of anything and everything, like what I'm going through, where I'm at. Like maybe sometimes I'll scroll through social media and something might spark something. It can be everything from a meme, or hear like some drums in a song that was like, ooh, I love that sort of groove. And then maybe trying to make something a bit similar. And then, you know, like it can be so many different things. But of course, like I need to resonate with it in some
Yeah.
way. Even though not every song I write is like straight out of my heart, like exactly what I'm going through. Like I need to feel that I still can connect to the story. Because if I don't connect to the story, I think it'll be like difficult to for me to sell the story to others. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, right. So with a typical songwriting process, what does that look like for you? So I know like some artists might wake up in the middle of the night, write down a lyric that comes into their mind or something. Is it
Yeah.
similar for yourself or?
I don't wake up too much in the middle of the night. No, I don't do
Okay.
that. Like it's I'd say I more in general like working in the day or like from the morning instead of like at night.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really depends like so much how I write. If it's on the piano, if it's with some drums, just sometimes, and that is kind of fun. Sometimes I can write a song without making any sound. Like I can sing it in my head and write it in my head without like I've done that a couple of times. For example, I wrote a song on a plane before, and then I didn't
Okay.
want to sing out loud because I didn't want to like affect the others.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
actually that's like a little bit what happened with 7 p.m. with BSS, like the melody for the chorus there I made in the taxi. Um,
Okay.
and then I thought about it like, and then like kind of sang it in here. But then, and I've done that a couple times, and then I get to the studio and I'll say like, oh, I think I wrote something on the way. I haven't sung it yet though, so I don't know how it will sound exactly. But and then like the first time, then actually singing it out loud is kind of exciting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And for your fans as well, do you have any sort of final words or any message that you would like to say to them in Korean?
Thank you for in Korean. Ooh,
I not in Korean, but like for the Korean audience.
okay, yeah. Thank you so much for like listening to my music because I really appreciate every single one of you, and I try not to take like any listener for granted. Um, and I just hope that we can like have a long, long relationship where I can come back and play concerts and keep creating new music. And like my dream is just to reach as many people as I can with the music, and then collect memories along the way and have a good time and try and like make the world a better place through the music. And yeah, so thank you to everyone listening, and I hope to see you at my next concert in Korea in 2026.